Hello everyone, this is Rahul Rathodia. Welcome back to my another video. In this video, we will be discussing about silent letter D. In our last video, we discussed about the silent letter A, B and C. All about these letters have been completely discussed. Go back to that previous videos and watch that video. Now, without wasting your time, let's begin the class. As I have told you that we will be discussing about silent letter as D. So what is the silent letter as D? The letter D is written in a word but there is no sound of that letter D. Letter D is written in a word but there is no sound, which means that letter D should not be pronounced in the particular word. So we have a rule here which denotes the letter D where it should be kept silent. Letter D, rule number 1 says that letter D is not pronounced, which means letter D is a silent in the DG combination. In the DG combination, letter D is a silent letter. Very simple. I'll make you understand. Do not worry. Here, a letter. What is this? Letter D is a silent letter where when it comes before this G. Letter D is silent when it comes before this G, or in the DG combination it is considered as the silent letter. We have, or we can say letter D is silent before the G. Letter D is silent before the G. Same, letter D is silent in the DG combination or it is silent before the G. Both are same. Fine. We have few examples here. So in this example, letter D should be written before this G, and here this is nothing but it is a silent letter. Why? Because it is in the DG combination. Whenever D comes in the DG combination, that D must be a silent letter. And in the word edge, D is not pronounced. We don't say that edge, we say it as edge. Why? Because there is no sound of the letters, it is a silent letter. And fine, in this word, and it is a word of a commerce field, and I have heard many students saying this ledger. We don't say ledger, we say it as ledger. Ledger account, there is an account type of is there in the commerce now. Yes, it is not ledger, it is ledger. D is again a silent letter. Why? Because it is in before the G, and it is in the combination of DG. Here we say we don't pronounce this as, the word should not be pronounced as judge. It should be pronounced as judge. There is no sound of letter D in the word judge, and it is pronounced as the not knowledge. No, the word is pronounced as knowledge. Again, the letter D is known as the silent letter in the word knowledge. Fine. So these are the words where letter D is considered as the silent letter. I hope you have understood the topic, that the first rule says letter D is silent in the DG combination. This is the first rule. Or we can say that letter D is silent before the G. Fine. I hope everybody has understood. Note it down. I will come up with rule number 2 of the silent letter D. We discussed about the rule number 1 of silent letter D. Now we have rule number 2 here, and the rule number 2 says that D is silent when it comes before the G. Whenever D is written before this J, in this case D is considered as the silent letter. So we have an example here. in the word, and many times I used to pronounce this as adjective, and many of you may pronounce this as adjective, but pronouncing adjective, it is wrong grammatically, but the letter which we say as an adjective, this must be pronounced as adjective. There is no sound of the letter D here. So whenever D comes before this J, whenever D comes before this J, D is not pronounced, which means it is considered as the silent letter. Fine. So in this case, never pronounce this as adjective, because this adjective is a part of the parts of speech, and usually everybody pronounce this there as an adjective, not adjective. Pronounce this adjective. What? Adjective. Don't say the, no, adjective. This is a silent letter. Now in the word, we pronounce this, never pronounce adjust. I think you may pronounce this adjust, but pronouncing in this way, it is wrong grammatically. But one should pronounce this as adjust, not adjust. Adjust. Why? Because this D is a silent letter. Why? Because it is before this J. So which means the word must be pronounced as adjust. Adjust, adjective. Fine. So this is the concept of rule number 2 of silent letter D. So now I'll come up with an exception is there in this silent letter D. Note it down. I'll tell you the exception. We discussed about the silent letter ones, rule number 1 and rule number 2. Now we are going to discuss about the exceptions based on the silent letter D. What are the exceptions? So we are going to discuss exceptions of the letter D as silent. Okay, fine. So in the word and, many people and many students pronounce this as Wednesday. No, it pronouncing in this way, it is wrong. This word must be pronounced as Wednesday. This D is a silent letter. Why? Because it is in that exception, which means which does not follow the rule. Here, never pronounce this as Wednesday. No, Wednesday. The word here, what is this? The word we used to say to the boy that you are looking very handsome. Not handsome. It is handsome. What? Handsome. D is a silent letter here. Don't pronounce this D because it is in the exception. Pronounce it as handsome. This is a letter. When we go to cafe, we order there. What? We order there sandwich. No, that is not sandwich. That is sandwich. What? Sandwich. So pronounce this as sandwich, not sandwich. Okay, fine. Letter D is a silent letter. Pronounce this as sandwich. Fine. So now in this, what is this? This is according to you and I. It is handkerchief. No, it is not handkerchief. It is handkerchief. It is a silent letter. Handkerchief, sandwich, Wednesday, handsome. So these are the exceptions of silent letter T. I hope I made everything clear about the silent letter T, rule number 1, rule number 2, and the exceptions. Please do focus here and keep learning with Learn to Teach. This is the concept of today's video. I hope everybody must have understood the topic. If you have any queries, feel free to ask us in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay connected with Learn to Teach.